said clear.
I said it looks clear.
What's it look like now?
Looks clear.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94. On today's show, we're going to discuss the 25th anniversary of Pitch Black, starring Sir Vincent Diesel. Let's go. The film stars Vin Diesel, Rhoda Mitchell, Cole Hauser, and Keith David. Dangerous criminal Riddick is being transported to prison in a spacecraft and escapes when the spaceship is damaged by comet debris and crash lands on an empty desert planet. When predatory creatures began attacking the survivors, Riddick joins forces with them to escape the planet. That's some good shit right there. Very simple and to the point, very much unlike its sequel. For those of you who are interested in my opinions on the second film in the franchise, check out that special episode of The Shit Show, okay? Yeah. And yes, people, I understand for the sake of continuity, you might ask yourself, why did you review the sequel first and not talk about the first one? Honestly, people, besides a couple characters and references, the sequel is almost nothing like Pitch Black, okay? So it didn't matter if you saw Pitch Black. You saw Vin Diesel on the cover, you know what it's gonna be. Luckily for us, when Pitch Black was made, this was, way back in the days when Vin Diesel still wanted to be an actor. Now he's just a tough guy. He's a producer, essentially. Oh man, it's complete 180. Same with The Rock. I mentioned recently I shot a review for Doom for the 20th anniversary, and I even mentioned in that review about how The Rock's ego and contracts, producing credits, all that's really just led to the downfall of him in movies. Okay, we know exactly the product we're gonna get. These two people have become the standard McDonald's cheeseburger at this point. I'm sorry. It works, but you could do better. Back to Pitch Black here, people. When this one opens, I was tense as fuck. Seriously, people, we have fucking Vin Diesel's. He's doing the opening narration, but he's got a gag in his mouth. He's blindfolded. Holy shit, this is gonna be intense. Immediately I'm thinking, what the fuck did he do? While we're in the intro here, this film is old, okay, people? It's gonna be pretty dated. The CGI in this one leaves a lot to be desired, okay? And that's gonna work against the film and for it in some points, okay? The low budgetness of it all kind of works to his charm a little bit. It's a really simple plot that doesn't need, 50 million, especially for back then in 2000 or whatever. No, people, the budget fits the premise for this one. You just got to deal with some rough CGI. There's just no way around it. I will say, though, even in the sound department, this one could use a remaster. Yeah, maybe it's just my old ass copy. I bought this when I was I don't know, 10, 12 years old. We're establishing big stakes from moment one. Now, if this is your first time seeing this as an audience member, we don't know who Riddick is, but they're clearly establishing that he has some type of superpower. We don't know what it is exactly, but clearly he has a heightened sense of smell and hearing. So after Riddick gives us his, bone-chilling narration, we're literally just plummeting down to this goddamn desert planet. And forgive me for plugging my own videos here, but I recently did a review for Interstellar, and I took a few moments to describe the water planet there. I won't get into it very much. Take me to the water planet, please. Just looking at this shit, it's oh, this planet sucks. And we need oxygen. And there's 3 fucking suns? Come on. I didn't realize that desert to me is actually worse. You know what, people? I realized something. I can't do extreme heat. I don't like the sun that much, you know? Don't fucking go away right now. I could use you still, but you know, not that big into it. And it sounds like a horrible way to die. I'm just gonna die of dehydration or heat stroke. You know, at least water. It's like, you know, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a minute. Whatever, people. Rhoda Mitchell's character, Fry, she's taking control of this ship because the captain, he met his demise. Homie caught a few pieces of debris in the chest, and you know, he just ain't gonna make it. So now she's in control, and let me tell you, people, she's unloading everything. And almost everyone.
What the f... Was that a purge fry?
Too heavy in the ass! Can't get my fucking nose down!
Holy shit, people. She's taking no chances. She's like, bitch, I want to live. Boom. Luckily for the crew, one of the crew members, Owens, has disabled this feature. Best believe, people, Fry tried her best to unload the cargo. She was not fucking around. The survivors now have the paranoia of where the fuck is Riddick? Amidst the chaos, he escaped. Luckily for us, we have Johns, played by Cole Hauser. Now, you know, he's got the badge, the 12 gauge. Homie's in charge. At least with his character, you're like, okay, they're not defenseless. He's the one who brought them in. Basically, we're safe if we follow his lead, which for the most part they do. But oh shit, Johns almost gets taken out immediately by Riddick. He lives to fight another day, but I mean, for a second, it was a close call. Admittedly, people, I will say early on, let me just establish this. There are too many characters. You know, it's really only about 5 you really need to remember. At this point, in the first act, I will also add the characters of Paris, who is a drunkard and just lazy bastard. And also you have Shaza, who apparently is a prospector. She hates Riddick and beats the fuck out of him early on. But maybe there's more with that character. We don't know just yet. Wink. Good thing I established Paris as a character because at this point, he's handing out party favors. And no, people, I'm not talking about useful shit in this situation. He's handing out liquor. And if you don't know, they tell you in the movie that this dehydrates you even further. So don't do this shit if you're in a situation. Don't be a Paris. Instead, be Imam, played by Keith David. He and his buddies, they decline. Now, that's mostly because they are Muslim, but, you know, also, they're not stupid. I must say, people, one of the biggest cons for me with this film is the goddamn editing. There's so many weird choices, even early on, too. Before we even reach the second act, one character, they display negative effects over him for just a couple flashes. Like, what's that for? Is that to let us know that he's going to be, you know, axed out pretty soon? There's also plenty of examples where they use like a fisheye lens. I understand if you're just trying to hide the low budgetness of it all, but you want to do something else. All the while that's happening, let's talk about Jack, the young white kid. I say white kid descriptively because there's at least 2, if not 3 other kids who are with Imam. But for now, we're just going to talk about Jack. Jack is a huge super fan of Riddick, okay? You know those people that are really into murderers, even today? You know, like the ones that married Charles Manson while he was in his decades-long prison stint? People like that. Jack is out of control early on. Immediately, every time you see him in the first act, he looks more and more progressively like Riddick. I'm not kidding, people. He ends up with the cheap-ass goggles, goddamn haircut, worse than this, which I didn't know was possible. Man, just like Chill the fuck out, dude. That's weird. If only he knew that his hero is a goddamn weirdo. You think Jack knows that Riddick likes to cut little snippets of women's hair and sniff them? Fucking gross. No. You don't know any of that shit. No, that's why you need to watch your admiration levels, people. Don't get caught up in the zeitgeist. And what Riddick did is not only weird and gross, it's like, why are you risking so much right now? Johns and Fry are right here. What do you get out of this? It's kind of making him look a little stupid. Good news, people. Humans have been here. Holy shit. We've established ourselves, at least on some part of this planet. So you know what? That's a good sign. But where are they? Why is it so quiet? And get this, people. There's a ship. Oh my God, we're going home, baby. Let's go. And the icing on top, people, we meet another survivor from the wreck. Don't get attached, because this poor bastard gets his brains blown out and just all over Shaza. Homie never stood a chance, and I don't know why, but I was laughing my ass off. Goddamn innocent life is being taken, and I'm just pissing my pants. Earlier, I referred to the film putting a negative effect or a negative filter over him. That's the person I was talking about. Yeah, he was not long for this world at all. So now that that guy is dead, the one who pulled the trigger, some dude named Zeke, don't bother remembering his name. Nope, he's about to get axed out. Don't worry about it. He goes to bury unnamed dude's body, and his ass wanders into a goddamn murder hole. Yeah, dude, you saw a fucking cave and you decided to just peek your head in. You heard something weird. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Don't cry over Zeke. Yeah, he was also not long for this world. He was a trigger-happy dick. Unfortunately, Riddick is loose here, and he's also at the crime scene. So, hey, you put 2 and 2 together. Dead body, Riddick just killed someone, okay? Yeah, people, I'm with Shaza here. This looks suspicious as fuck. It turns out, though, Riddick didn't lay a finger on him. It's just some unknown force or entity. We just don't know yet. This is when Riddick gets captured, and as far as the survivors are thinking, well, we're good, people. Threat is over. We just gotta worry about fixing the shit, and we're out. So now we have Riddick as a prisoner yet again. Let's slow down the pace a little bit and let's establish a few things. Riddick decides he needs someone to hear his story, so he tells Fry, and then it turns out Jack is also eavesdropping in the room.
Where the hell can I get eyes like that?
Gotta kill a few people.
Okay, I can do it.
Then you gotta get sent to a slam where they tell you you'll never see daylight again. You dig up a doctor, and you pay him 20 menthol cools to do a surgical shine job on your eyeballs.
So you can see who's sneaking up on you in the dark.
Exactly.
Leave!
Cute kid.
Riddick's whole thing is like, look, it's not me. You're not gonna believe me. Check out the tunnel. Just see for yourself. Next scene, Fry's little ass is crawling into the goddamn murder hole and shit goes south. We established that, yeah, we're not alone here. And what the fuck are those things? People, I said earlier that the CGI is dated, but I love the creature design on these goddamn things. And the way they communicate, the sound effects that they use. I will say, though, there's a weird choice. While Fry is almost being eaten alive, we cut back to her and also Riddick, who is chained up in the room, as we establish. He is just, like, banging the chains around. It's like, does he know what's going on for some reason? It's unrelated to this event. I just don't understand it at all. It's just a weird thing he's doing. Maybe he's bored, Maybe he's bored. Well, shit, people. I guess we need Riddick's help. Johns agrees that, hey, if we get out of here alive, I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm sick of chasing your ass. Let's just say you died. I'm so glad we got a character like Johns to just keep things grounded. Big fan of Paris and Riddick meeting. I used this clip before, I believe, in the Chronicles of Riddick game video I did almost 2 years ago at this point. Hard to believe that. But yeah, this game is fucking awesome. If you haven't played either one, I would actually advise to get the Xbox 360 or PS3 game, Assault and Dark Athena, because it's simple. This one remastered this game, and there's a whole other campaign with it.
Paris P. Ogilvy, antiquities dealer, entrepreneur.
Richard V. Riddick, escaped convict, murderer.
Guess what, people? We just found a water source. Things are looking really good right now. Okay, I think we're gonna be all right, people. All we need to do is power up this ship, and then we can get the fuck out of here. That's what they're thinking. But people like me are thinking like, it's been 45 minutes. Why is this called Pitch Black again? And before I could finish that thought, one of the poor kids finds out personally just how dark this shit can get. Oh man, that kid catches a bad one, people. He's dead, but it happens off screen. It's alright. I'm noticing a problem here. They are cheating us out on these death scenes. I mean, we've lost, what, 3 people now? It's still unclear what's happening. Oh man, what the fuck, man? I want to see someone bisected, you know? I want to see some crazy shit. I want to see someone get impaled by a creature's head. Massive foreshadow there. Yeah, all right, you know what? Let me wipe the slate clean a little bit here. A pro. Riddick integrating within the group really slowly. It's actually pretty fun. I mean, he's got a great dynamic with a bunch of these people. Specifically, Shaza, who does not like him until she does later on. And you know what? Good on her for making amends. I was actually surprised that they tried to give her a little more depth because, yeah, there's not much going on with her early on. But hey, you know, she says her piece and then, you know, I guess she has her respect now. I hope nothing happens to her. Before we can get any answers, Fry. Yes, Fry discovers that a solar eclipse is coming real soon. I wish someone walked into the frame and it was like, hey, sun's getting real low, y'all. That's a problem because the vehicle we're using right now, it's solar powered. A lot of the equipment also solar powered. How long is this eclipse gonna last on a planet that has 3 fucking suns? We don't know. Also, we need to establish that Johns is telling Fry that he's not going to honor his deal with Riddick at all. And worse, he's shaking. He's sickly right now. Like, what's going on with homie? He doesn't look too good. He doesn't sound like himself now. Is he breaking from this shit? Is the extreme condition really fucking with him? And what's this bullshit that Riddick's trying to talk? Really, dude? You trying to turn Fry against Johns? Really? That's your game, dude? You gotta do better than that. Except, Riddick's fucking right. Johns is not a police. That is just a goddamn toy fake badge. The shotgun shells are mostly just capsules of morphine. Homie's a junkie. And this dude's a goddamn liar. He's also a bounty hunter / mercenary. But man, I've been deceived. People, I mean, this near to do well, man. I was just like, all right. I thought he was gonna be my beacon of light in Pitch Black, but he's a piece of shit. They even do a really good job of setting that up early on in the intro when Owens was killed. I believe Fry mentions that the medicine should be nearby, and they're like, what medicines? It's hinted at that homie's just been lifting shit left and right. It's like, have you no shame? But on a rewatch, when you hear that line, you're like, aha! So yeah, he's high as hell right now. Bad timing too, because the solar eclipse is here, and the fuck is that noise? What are we hearing? And what the fuck are those?
How many are there?
Even in all this chaos, Johns and Paris are sure to make sure they grab their stash. There's no way they're missing out on that. They are aligned together, you know, junkies at heart. Time to trim some fat. Not everyone is going to make it out of this scene. In particular, I'm going to refer to Shaza, aka girl number 2, the one who made amends earlier with Riddick. Yeah, people, her time has come. Remember I hinted earlier at a bisect? If you don't know what that means, look it up. Shaza gets the most memorable death of the film. Yes, it's dated, but goddamn memorable. Yeah, I saw this as a kid and was like, that was really fucking cool. Yes, people, the very first on-screen death is the most memorable. Just, it took a while, but we got here. But hey, we can't stop here. We must move forward. The plan resumes. Hey, we gotta fix up the ship. We still gotta get the fuck out of here. What's changed? Nothing except the numbers are dwindling fast. At this point, John is really cracking, okay? He is a full-on asshole. I don't like him anymore. They grab every damn light possible from this derelict ship. Some of it is like, okay, I can see that. I see you got this homemade torch or whatever. Where the fuck are you getting the goddamn glow sticky tube lights from? Where the fuck are those? So now, people, we have a bunch of people who cannot step very far from each other due to light restrictions. You do not want to go far, or that's your ass. In between the people are the power cells that they need to power the ship. I wish I could say that everyone makes it here, but they don't. Paris, it's your time, buddy. He has a nice little final fuck you before being eaten alive. So there's that.
I was supposed to die in France. Never ever saw France.
And while that's happening, Riddick watches and he notices that the creatures are kind of fixated on Jack. What the fuck are they looking at? He's probably thinking to himself. Why? Big reveal, people. Jack is not who he says he is. Now, before we go any further, this film came out in 2000, so before you try to cancel me or whatever, this was before a lot of proper terminology was used on a regular basis, so I'm not trying to soften the blow here, but it turns out Jack isn't who he says he is. And honestly, the only important part in today's culture, at least in my eyes, it wouldn't be the fact that Jack has a vajay, possibly. You know, there's nothing to do with that. It's the fact that Jack is bleeding and hasn't told anyone. It's possible Jack is bleeding due to, you know, menstruation, natural order, and all that shit, but they never established exactly what. Like I said, people, the only bad part that I would be concerned if I was in this situation, like, yeah, I don't care if Jack is your real name or what gender you go by. I don't give a fuck. Just live your life. But where are you bleeding? Because that's important. Infighting, people. Within this group, we now have infighting. Tensions are rising. People are starting to put together that they're probably not going to make it off this planet. John's is so far gone now. I mean, homie literally is an antagonist now. He went from this noble, ne'er-do-well, you know, protect and serve. Now he wants to use someone within the group as live bait. Like, goddamn 180. And quite simply, he's eyeballing Jack for this, but he's also like, Riddick will work too? Dude's a bitch, straight up. Luckily, Fry is suspicious of it all. She's like, alright, let's let them, you know, have some space, just in case shit pops off.
All right, enough of this shit. You do the girl, and I'll keep the others off your back. It's not too big a job for you, is it?
I'm just wondering if we don't need a bigger piece of bait.
Like who?
Well, people, shit pops off. We've been building to this entire movie. Johns versus Riddick. It's time, people. And it's kind of over in a flash. Johns loses. Yeah, you probably figure that. It is what it is. Now, Riddick's in charge, bitch. And Imam, played by Keith David, which I have not mentioned enough in this review. Great fucking character. I was definitely hurt with his some of his inclusion in the sequel, but watch that video if you want my opinion on that. Imam and Riddick have this great moment. It's one of my favorite scenes, honestly, where nothing's happening. There's no brawl. There's just two different people who are on different sides talking about their religious beliefs. Personally, people, I'm not a religious person, so I don't have a dog in the race, so to speak, but I do enjoy hearing people's opinion on the matter, most of the time. Sometimes shit gets extreme, like, alright, I gave you a chance and I regret it, so shut the fuck up. But in this case, I really appreciate those two exchanging their little perspectives. I thought it was a nice way to sort of ease into the fucking crazy shit that's coming next. Shit, come on, man. Now it's raining, and worse, the creatures are still on their goddamn tails. This is where Riddick, the psychopathic murderer, convicted felon, this is where he lies, okay? Yeah, can you believe it? Yes, Riddick, yes, he lied. Damn him. Okay, people, he leads the survivors, Fry, Jack, and Imam, into a cave, tells them to hold up, and then disappears. Luckily, Fry is onto his ass, and she's like, nope, not happening, bro. We expect this from you. Do better. Fry and Riddick get into a little bit of a squabble. Of course, Riddick wins. Now, this is verbatim, but very bluntly, he says, get on or I will leave you. It's that simple. Well, Fry, she succumbs to the dark side a little bit. She grabs his hand, hops on the ship, and at the very last moment, she sees flashes of the survivors, Imam and Jack. And quite simply, she's thinking to herself, this is the third act, people. Do you remember how I was at the beginning when I was willing to kill them just to save my tail? You know what, people? I've matured. I've went through this metamorphosis. I ain't about that life anymore. So she demands Riddick go back with her and rescue the other two. Great fucking scene. At any moment, he could have just killed her. We all know this, people. But, it's a really significant moment for Riddick as well. Both characters really grow in that scene, and they don't, spend too much time to focus on it. Like, hey, we're still in the finale, baby. We're not done here. But wait, people. Fry, she doesn't make it. Oh, shit.
I said I'd die for them, not you. Let's move.
Not for me.
Didn't she learn from Shaza, aka girl number 2? You can't redeem yourself. If you do, you're gonna die. So, same thing happens to her, and it's sad. She gets a slow motion death. Damn, people. Now it's up to just Riddick, Jack, and Imam. Those three escape the planet and head off to uncertain futures. We'll never be seeing them again. What? Yes, I know. Goddamn, I know the sequel. Yes. I already covered that shit. God damn it. Don't make me relive the Chronicles of Riddick, but do check out that video because I had a lot of shit to say. Can't tell you if it's good or bad. Just can't tell you. Honestly, with the sequel right now, I just have one question. How did it stray so far from Pitch Black? How? Overall, as I said earlier, a lot of weird editing choices, But to be real with you people, out of the 3 films, I'm sorry, technically we have 4 if you want to count the animated feature, which comes on this collection here. It's an animated short length feature. It's not that great. It's not needed at all. But if it's free on like YouTube, maybe check it out if you got 30 something minutes to kill. Sure. Pitch Black has aged the best out of all the films in the franchise, and I don't say that lightly. I legit mean that, people. At least in my opinion, Pitch Black is worthy of a new religion rating. Yes, people. Pitch Black just got the highest rating possible that we can give it. I feel no way bad about that at all. I had a great fucking time with this one. This is honestly my favorite Vin Diesel film. This is truly when he was an actor. He was still trying to come up in the world and no one really knew his name. Homie had, he had to eat, essentially. You got to put food on the table. So he was working for it. Now you get, Fast 10 Vin Diesel, where he's just indestructible and he can't lose a fight and he's just stoic and wears a tank top the entire time. I don't know. I just miss this actor. So that was the Pitch Black review 25 years later, if you can believe that shit. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. It would mean the world to me if you hit the like button, if you shared it, or, leave a comment. Any one of those things is greatly appreciated. If you do all of them, you'll have my everlasting gratitude. It's time for me to go, people. I've been rambling on and on about this old ass movie that probably no one's gonna even bother watching the review of. It does not matter, people. This channel is basically like a movie diary or some shit for me. So yeah, I'm gonna cover shit that you've seen. I'm also gonna cover shit that you might not even heard of. So if that's a thing that you're interested in, stay tuned. Alright, people, I think that's it. My name is Henry from Ahead of the Curve 94, and I'm signing out, y'all. Deuces. Hey, it's me again, the guy from the thing you just watched. I just need to say thank you so much. You deserve a reward, so there you go. And while we're here, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and most definitely check out another video. Perhaps this one right here, or maybe that one over there. The choice is entirely up to you. And that is the Ahead of the Curve promise.